Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Gorski back. And today, what we're going to be doing, we are going to be looking at a type of graph. And that graph today is called a bar graph. So, first of all, why are graphs important? Well, graphs are important because it takes information. We could also call information data, and it organizes it so it's easier to read, to understand, to look at. So, today's information, what we're going to be looking at, is your favorite ice cream flavor. So I went ahead and I pretended that I took a survey. A survey is a question that you ask a group of people, and you take their answers and you're going to record their answer down by using tally marks. Because tally marks are super easy because they're quick, they're fast, you could count them quickly. And then you could take this information and put it into your bar graph. So let's take a look at the flavors that they had to choose from. So first we had vanilla, then we have chocolate, strawberry, and cookie dough. And as you can see down here, here's all our choices on our bar graph: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, cookie dough. Okay? Now, let's talk about the information, what we got. So for vanilla, looking at the tally marks, how many do you see? Well, if I'm looking at a group of 5 and one more, 5 plus 1, what's it going to give me? Hope you're saying it. It's a 6. So that's what that is going to be. So I like to take my data, I like to change it from tallies into an actual digit. Sometimes that's just easier for me to read and then put right in my graph. So now the next one's chocolate. So here I have a group of 5 tallies and another group of 5 tallies. So you know what that doubles fact is. 5 plus 5, it's 10. Now let's go to strawberry. Obviously, I don't have a group of 5. As you can see, I don't have that slash mark to make the group of 5. So I'm going to simply count these by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So strawberry only has 4. And then we have cookie dough. So then we have a group of 5 and 3 more. 5 plus 3 is going to give me, I wonder if you're saying it, it's going to be 8. So that's just easier for me to see. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this information and I'm going to put it into my bar graph. Now, bar graphs can look very traditional. They could just look like a simple rectangle on a grid paper, and you could be doing it like this. This one's just a little bit more fancy. It's a little bit more kid-friendly. It has actual ice cream cones that you could look at. So we're just going to go ahead and take this. Now, I want to take my data and put it in for each flavor. So when we make a bar graph, we're simply going to color as many hearts as we need to match what we collected in our data, what we collected in our information. So here we have vanilla. We know vanilla is 6. How do I know how to reach 6 on a bar graph? Well, we have something. Notice how you have these numbers. This is called a scale. A scale can be numbered in different ways. This one is numbered counting by ones. You can count by 2s, you can count by 5s, you can count by 10s. It all depends on the amount of information that you're dealing with. Since I'm looking at my data not being more than 10, I could simply look at making a bar graph and making a scale by counting by ones. That's not an issue. So let's go ahead and put our information for vanilla in. Notice how before I started, I kind of outlined to make it a little bit easier for us to see so we can color quickly. So I have 6. I'm going to shade up to 6. So if you had a crayon, a pencil, something to shade this amount with, that is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I counted on that scale up to the number 6. I colored up to the number 6. So now I'm going to go to chocolate. So chocolate, we had was 10. So judging by what my scale shows, I'm going to count all the way up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means I have to shade this entire part. So here I go again. I'm going to shade it very quickly. And that's going to show my data for chocolate. So now what I want to move to is strawberry. Strawberry only had 4. Of course, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. And it matches on our scale. Okay, that's our strawberry. And then we have cookie dough. So cookie dough was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to count that, color it. Okay, so now we have our information transferred from what we collected. Now it's in our graph. So notice, now I can start questions. I can start asking maybe who had the most votes. Just looking at this information, I could see simply, not even by counting, who had the most votes. Chocolate did. How do I know? Because chocolate has the biggest bar. It's the biggest one. I could ask another question. Who has the least votes? Just by looking at my bar graph, I could see strawberry. Strawberry had the least because it has the smallest bar. Here's another question I could ask. Which flavor had 6 votes? Well, I could simply look at my graph and see. I could look at my scale. Which one stopped at 6? Vanilla. I could keep on asking questions about this graph because the information is right there for me. We have our scale, we have our flavors, and most important, on every graph, you're going to see a title. And usually your title can match your survey question. Like my survey question was, what ice cream flavor do you favor? We could also say, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? So when I look at that title, it's going to tell me very quickly what this graph is about. So, boys and girls, I wonder if maybe you can develop some questions from this graph and maybe ask some of your friends. So, boys and girls, I hope you like our little graph activity. I encourage you always to practice at home and have a great day. I'll be talking to you again soon. Bye, everyone.